Hello everyone. I realize that some of AAA games with massive fun guaranteed from previous videos missed out. So I decided to make a new video with these AAA games and a new list of games on discount right now. They still have over 1 week of sale period. So don't miss out on your fun. As usual, there are time codes on the description for busy people. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help me out create future videos. Well, let's get started. Kunitsu-Gami, Path of the Goddess. It's an action RPG set in a dark fantasy world where players control a goddess with the power to command spirits. The gameplay focuses on combat, exploration, and interacting with various characters while uncovering the story behind the goddess's path. You can upgrade their abilities, unlock new powers, and explore different regions to unravel the plot. Choices made during the game impact the story and world around them. It has RTS and defense aspects in the game, where you can command and position villagers to defend along with you in the combat. It would be an ordinary defense game if there is no role for the players that much. In this game, you need to move haste to fight, purify, and promote the villager's class in combat, making unique gameplay. It is well-blended RTS defense game with a spoon of action. There is demo you can try and see it for yourself. If you are looking for something new and interesting gameplay, this is a good option. Lost Castle 2 is a 2D action RPG with roguelike elements that features dungeon exploration, combat, and loot collection. Players fight through procedurally generated levels, battling monsters, solving puzzles, and collecting equipment to enhance their characters. The game includes character upgrades, skill development, and the unlocking of new abilities as players progress. Each run offers different challenges and rewards, encouraging replayability. Perfect casual game to play. If you want fast-paced action RPG with dungeon crawling, combat, and roguelike mechanics, offering a dynamic and challenging adventure with plenty of loot and character progression. Resident Evil 2 is a survival horror game where players control Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield as they navigate a zombie-infested Raccoon City. It features third-person shooting, puzzle solving, and resource management, with a strong emphasis on tension and atmosphere. Players progress through the story by solving puzzles, managing limited resources, and upgrading weapons. The game includes multiple scenarios and unlockable content, encouraging replayability. I wasn't a fan of the Resident Evil series with old graphics and awkward control to play these days. However, I sustained suspense and tension the whole time while playing the remake version. It made significant changes with graphics and controls suitable for modern gaming. It has expressed the horror vibe well with sounds and visuals, making you hesitate to take the next step to walk and progress. I really enjoyed the horror vibe from this, and managing lacking resources like ammo made me think a lot before progressing. Blending all these made the gameplay not loose and focused whole time. There is the reason why people call this God game. You are still not too sure about the game? Well, lucky for you. There is a demo to try out around the first 20 minutes of the game, which tells you the vibe and gameplay. If you enjoyed this, you will like the next game. Resident Evil 4 is a sequel to Resident Evil 2, where players control Leon to find the missing daughter of the president in a rural Spanish village filled with mystery and terrifying secrets. The game combines exploration, puzzle solving, and intense combat with a focus on resource management and action. It generally gives the same tension with lacking resources from RE2. However, actions have been greatly improved, including knife fight and martial arts. You can upgrade your weapons, health, and abilities along with progressing well-made story. They also add a new feature, the parrying system, that makes the combat more fun than the original version. Resident Evil 4 blended well between suspense from survival horror games with satisfying actions. This also made significant changes with graphics and game systems that are suitable for modern gaming. I can say this is how a remake of an old game should be done. The game has a short playtime with linear progression. However, it has replayability for new game, plus and with discounts. It is definitely worth a try. If you are a fan of old Resident Evil 4 or like horror vibe with action, it is must-play game. It also has a demo you can try out. Railroute. This game renewed discount rates from 42% to 50%. It's a railroad management simulation where players design, manage, and optimize train routes, schedules, and logistics to keep their network running smoothly and profitably. You can unlock new regions, technologies, and more complex routes as they advance, requiring efficient resource management and strategic planning. It has addictive gameplay, figuring out the route and creating the perfect route. Because if you want to get paid, you gotta get in time. Now you can see why the city bus is rushing through. If you like managing, planning, and building, go for it. Dogma 2, one of my favorite action RPGs with dynamic combat, hack-and-slash battles happening in the fantasy world. This is me and my pawn. Woo! Look at this gorgeous lady and gentleman I made. Think I'm falling in love. You can customize character and pawn in depth and recruit pawns to assist in combat, exploring a vast open world filled with monsters, dungeons, and quests. It has leveling, skill trees, and gear upgrades along with various classes. You can recruit up to 2 pawns from other players, making 4-man party of you, your pawn, and the other 2 pawns. It has a beautiful fantasy vibe world filled with lots of interesting quests that will determine endings based on your choice. Just wandering around this world with pawns are chill and making you actually on a journey with followers. It is single-player game, but I never felt lonely with pawns talking about topics in matching situations. However, the key point I loved about this game was combat. We all know how Capcom is good with making action games, and they didn't let us down again. All hits from you make great satisfaction, whether melee, range, or magics. Climbing up giant monsters and stabbing their weak point is very addictive and bloody. There are also break or sever parts like Monster Hunter series, but there are likes and dislikes with slow-paced progression on roaming around the world. There are mods for fast travel, but generally you can only use the cow taxi thing to travel long distance between cities and towns. However, if you are a player who likes to wander, enjoy the scene on your journey, and want to feel the traveling vibe, this is the game you won't regret. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. It is a visual novel and courtroom drama game where players follow Apollo Justice, a defense attorney, as he solves cases through investigations and intense courtroom battles. The game involves gathering evidence, cross-examining witnesses, and solving puzzles. You will encounter various cases along with the unique, charming, and funny stories. This trilogy contains 4, 5, and 6 of the series. However, as a fan who enjoyed Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, which contains 1, 2, and 3 series, 4 felt a bit awkward and forced with progression. If you enjoyed the previous trilogy, this won't matter much since 5 and 6 are still good and fun. I want to say try out Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy before playing this game, which is also on sale with $9.89 at 67% discount. I wasn't a fan of this series nor visual novel since I hate reading. This game enlightened me how foolish I was to misjudge visual novel genre. But to be honest, I never still tried other visual novel other than this. So, don't be afraid to try out visual novel and enjoy the thrilling legal cases filled with twists, turns, and courtroom drama. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. It is the same series, but this time you stand for prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. The gameplay focuses on investigating crime scenes, gathering evidence, and solving mysteries through logic and deduction rather than courtroom drama. Players advance by solving various cases, using investigative skills to uncover clues and challenge witnesses. New abilities and tools are introduced as the story progresses. Having this and 2 other trilogies, you don't have to worry about what game to play for a month. There is a demo you can try to see the gameplay of these series. But this is a trap. If you play, there is no way back other than opening your wallet. Monster Hunter Stories is more like Pokémon in the Monster Hunter version. This game also renewed the discount rate from 20% to 34%. It's a turn-based RPG where players take on the role of a monster rider, capturing and training monsters to fight alongside them in battles. Now, let's steal child from these poor monster parents and make a mighty slave. Players explore a vibrant world, build relationships with monsters, and uncover a rich story. The game offers a turn-based RPG experience, blending monster collection, strategic battles, and an immersive world with charming stories. Recommended for both Monster Hunter fans and RPG enthusiasts. Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. This is a remastered version of the original Dead Rising with significant graphics changes for modern gaming like the Resident Evil remake. You will become Frank West, a journalist trapped in a mall overrun by zombies. The game features real-time combat, exploration, and a time-sensitive narrative. Players use improvised weapons and vehicles to survive and uncover the truth behind the outbreak. Complete missions, gather supplies, and fight off hordes of zombies. The game offers multiple endings, and player actions affect the outcome. Frank can also level up, gaining new skills and abilities. I gotta admit, Capcom is really talented with remaking their old legacy. It has very satisfying actions like other Capcom games. They have confidence with the game offering us a demo to try out and buy it. So, if you want a zombie action game, combining survival, combat, and funny storytelling, this is for you. Gremlins, Inc., a turn-based digital board game where players use cards to move, sabotage opponents, and accumulate resources like money, votes, and malice. Strategy, luck, and political maneuvering play key roles. No traditional leveling, but includes ranked multiplayer, AI modes, cosmetic unlocks, and DLC expansions that add new cards and mechanics. The game has its depth, replayability, and humor, but criticized for its steep learning curve and reliance on luck. Well, let's go inside a strategic, chaotic board game set in a steampunk world of greedy gremlins, combines skill and luck, making for unpredictable yet engaging gameplay. RPG Trudograd, new historical discount rate from 70 to 80%. It's a turn-based post-apocalyptic RPG inspired by classic Fallout games. Players explore a Soviet-themed wasteland, engage in tactical combat, complete quests, and make choices that affect the story. It features character leveling, skill trees, perks, and equipment upgrades. Player choices impact the world and storyline, offering multiple endings. Generally well-received for its deep RPG mechanics, immersive setting, and engaging story, though some criticism exists for its pacing and occasional bugs. It's a standalone expansion to RPG. Trudograd expands the original's mechanics and storytelling, offering a rich, choice-driven experience in Soviet post-apocalypse. Dark Light, a 2D action platformer with Metroidvania elements. Players control a lone hero exploring a dark, dystopian world, battling enemies and unlocking new abilities as they progress. It has upgrades, skill unlocks, and exploration-based progression where new areas are accessible with abilities acquired throughout the game. The game has the unique atmosphere of the world, tight controls, and challenging combat. If you are a fan of action platformers, explore a dark cyberpunk city along with a challenging, rewarding experience waiting for you. That is all from me today. Think I covered most of interesting games and ones I enjoyed a lot. Hope this was amusing and useful. Like and subscribe to help me out making future videos. I wish you find some fun from the listed games and spend happy weekend. I will come back with more Steam sales videos. Thanks for watching.